Welcome back to our wide format sales mastery series, which is sponsored by Canon Imageprograph and National Azon. In our last episode, we broke down the Canon lineup, the TM, the TZ, and the TZ series, and where each one fits. Today, we're going to get a little bit more practical. This episode is all about how to spot wide format opportunities. And probably even when the customer might not think they have one, right? So here's what I've learned about wide format all over the years. Wide format deals are everywhere. You just need to learn how to see them. Why this matters is most reps will walk into an account looking for copiers, but wide format, maybe not so much. But usually, the wide formats are big machines, and usually they're hiding in plain sight. But again, the copier reps just want to concentrate on the copier, and they're not actually looking for the wide format machines. The difference between average reps and top performers is the top reps notice what others ignore, right? They know what to look for, the visual clues in seeing if a client actually is using a wide format machine. When you walk into an office, you start scanning the environment. You're using your eyes, you're looking all over the place. But here's what to look for. You look for roll plans sitting in corners, large drawings taped to walls, permit notices pinned to bulletin boards, color posters, or signage printed in-house. You're also looking for maybe a cutting board, cutting mats, or foam boards on tables. If you see any one of these, you've got to stop and think and say, they're printing wide format somewhere, right? So that's your opening. So wide format shows up in more places than most reps realize. You can start with these verticals. I call it the AEC industry. It's basically architect firms. Most and all engineering companies need wide format. Construction offices, and they also may have job trailers that require a wide format machine. Municipal buildings, zoning offices, schools, universities, utility companies, electric, gas, cable, and then even some retail locations. If they create, review, or display large documents, they're basically a candidate for wide format. So here's some items that can help open up some doors. You don't need a long pitch. You just need to ask, who handles your plans or large format prints? And then after a question, you've got to pause, you've got to wait, you've got to let them talk. There's basically only three answers you're going to get. We have an old plotter, or someone else handles that. Each one is an opportunity, right? So if they say we outsource it, we have an old plotter, or someone else handles that. Each one is an opportunity, right? So if they say we outsource it, that's a cost conversation to bring those prints in-house. If they say we have a plotter, that's an upgrade conversation, and you ask how old it is. If they say I'm not sure, that's a discovery question, and ask who can I speak to that might know about that. So these are some simple paths. Every answer leads somewhere. And again, you've got to go back and you've got to ask. If you don't ask, basically, you don't get. So while you're out there knocking on doors, these are some of the brands you want to look for. You want to look for HP. You want to look for HP DesignJet machines. You want to look for the HP Excel page-wide machines. You want to look for older OSE machines, older KIP machines, older Ricoh machines, and especially when it comes to Ricoh, you want to look if they have the Color CW series because that's been a tough model for Ricoh to keep running. You want to look for paper rolls that are stacked nearby. You want to look for ink cartridges or toner boxes that are stacked nearby. You need to take a note mentally or physically of all of these things I just spoke about. This will tell you what they have, how old it is, and how to position the Canon image prograph machines. So a lot of times you want to take those observations and you want to turn them into a conversation. So here's some questions you can use, right? Or talk tracks. I've noticed you've got plans posted here. Are you printing them in-house or sending them out? Of course, wait for an answer, right? No pressure, no pitch, just curiosity. And that curiosity will open the door, right? Once you get them talking, bring in simple math. Ask, how many drawings do you print in a week or a month? And if they don't know, you need to ask them, well, how many rolls of paper do you use in a week or a month? Then you also have got to take note of what is the length of paper roll they're using. Are they using 36 by 150? Are they using 36 by 500? Are they using 36 by 600? So that helps in doing the math. If they say we're doing 100 D-size prints a month, well, immediately you know that's 600 square feet, right? Because there's 6 square feet to every D-size drawing, 100 drawings, 600 square feet. So once you have that information, you can then move to this statement. Most companies are paying $1.50 to $3 per square foot for outsourcing. Now, that could be a little bit different from black and color, but that can be a generalization for the $1.50 to $3 per square foot. And you say to them, we can typically bring that down significantly if you have an in-house machine. And in most cases, that will get their attention for being able to save that amount of money, right? Stop thinking, I sell wide format printers. Maybe start thinking, I help companies control how they print plans, permits, and visuals. That can be the talk track when you get in the office and somebody asks you, what does your company do? That type of conversation leads to something completely different, right? A better conversation with that client. So if you want to think about maybe what your action plan for next week should be, visit 5 accounts that are in that industry that we spoke about, architects, engineers, construction, etc. Look for visual clues, identify or ask who prints your plans, identify one outsource opportunity, identify one upgrade opportunity. That's it. I mean, out of 5, you should be able to get one of each, right? So it's easy, it's simple. Always reach out to me if you have some questions or if you would like some help. I'd be more than happy to get on the phone with you and help you. In closing, wide format opportunities aren't rare, they're just overlooked. And with Canon Image Prograph and the support of National ASON as a distributor for those Canon devices, you'll have everything you need to turn those observations into revenue. I'm Art Post. This has been episode 4 of the Wide Format Sales Mastery Series. We invite you to our next show, which will be episode 5, which will center around sell the workflow solution, not just the printer. Until then, keep your eyes open and ask better questions. And remember, it's just not print anymore. It's all about wide format as well. Special thanks to Canon Image Prograph and National ASON for supporting our series. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy.